Okay, so here's our second example. We're going to find the volume of the solid D between the cone, z equals the square root of x squared plus y squared, and the inverted paraboloid, z equals 12 minus x squared minus y squared. So I've drawn a little sketch. It's not great, but there it is. You can see that they will intersect at some height. I don't know what that is yet, so we'll find it. And since we want volume, we're really trying to set up a triple integral over D where the value of the integrand is 1, because that will give us volume. And because the intersection of these two surfaces is a circle, it makes sense to use cylindrical coordinates, where we keep our z, but we will convert the region on the xy plane to polar coordinates. Also, because this has a symmetric about the z-axis, it makes sense to use cylindrical coordinates. And we'll see the difference between using cylindricals versus spherical coordinates in our next class. So let's start with our R3 simple, which I'm going to pick z simple since it will be nice to do. We can see that z simple, that the values of z, are between two surfaces, right? So we can draw our line segment when we fix x and y in the domain on the xy plane, and we can see that we're going to start integrating vertically, and then we'll integrate over the region on the xy plane. So when we start going R3 simple, which I'm choosing it to be z simple, we need to figure out what are the bounds for z? What are the z's enclosed in between? And since z is going between two surfaces, we can see that z will always be less than or equal to the paraboloid 12 minus x squared minus y squared, and the cone, which is the square root of x squared plus y squared. Now, since I've already explained that cylindrical integrals are a good idea since the intersection is a circle, I'm going to go ahead and convert the bounds of z to polar coordinates, because I think that will be helpful to us in a little bit. So we can see with the paraboloid, as we saw in a previous example, that we can factor out a negative and write this as x squared plus y squared. And you might remember that x squared plus y squared in polar coordinates is equal to r squared. So this upper bound for z can be written as 12 minus r squared. And the cone, well, the inside is r squared. When we take the square root of r squared, that's just going to be r. And we always use positive r with polar coordinates when we're using them in integration. So there are our bounds for z. Now we're going to shine a light above the paraboloid and look down at the footprint onto the xy plane, and you can see that this is going to be some sort of circle. That's going to be our region R. Oops, Lucy just kicked me. So let me rewrite that R. There we go. So we need to figure out how might we integrate our region R. Set up our integrals for region R. So let's go to our region R, and we're going to do R2. In order to figure out what that region really is, I mean, we probably all believe that this is a circle. I do. We can actually use our bounds for z and set those two functions in polar coordinates already equal to each other, because that will give us the intersection between the paraboloid and the cone. That's a little bit easier than doing the intersection in rectangular coordinates. So I'm going to go ahead and do it this way. We're going to try to figure out when is r equal to 12 minus r squared. And here we're going to have a quadratic function, so I'm going to move everything to the left side. And we're going to have r squared plus r minus 12 equals 0. This is factorable, and it factors into, 4 times 3. We'll have a difference of 1. And we should have, let me make sure I did that correctly. Yeah, I think so. We should have a positive 4 and a negative 3. So r equals 3. Did I do that right? Let's see. R squared plus r minus 12. Yep, that looks good. So r is equal to 3. Yep. Okay, so r is 3 means that's a cylinder in space. but its intersection with the xy plane is a circle of radius 3. So I'm going to do a quick sketch of that circle and on the xy plane. So here we go. We have a circle of radius of 3. Nope. There's our circle radius 3. And we can now find the bounds for r and for theta. So since we're going r simple, we start r equals 0 and go all the way out to the curve. R equals 0 all the way out to the curve. So we see that r will be between 3 and 0. And theta, we want to go all the way around the circle. So theta is going to be between 2 pi, and I was trying to color coordinate here, but it didn't work, and 0. So we're ready to set up our integral, our triple integral to find the volume. So we've got our triple integral over region D of 1 dv will be our outer integral for theta. Theta will go from 0 to 2 pi. Our middle integral for r will go from 0 to 3. And our innermost integral for z, we've already converted that to polar coordinates, so that will go from r to 12 minus r squared. And we've got dz times r dr d theta. Don't forget the r for our area element in polar coordinates. r dz dr d theta represents the volume of a tiny, tiny, tiny cylindrical box. I don't know what I just did. There we go. Okay, so let's start integrating. R is a constant when we're integrating with respect to z. So for the inner integral, I'm going to leave r on the outside and write the integral from r to 12 minus r squared dz. So this is just r times z from r to 12 minus r squared. And that's going to give us r times 12 minus r squared minus r times r, which is r squared. And so we've got 12r minus r cubed minus r squared. All right, let's go to our middle integral, which is integral with respect to r. R will go from 0 to 3. We've already included r from our area element. So now we've got a 12r minus r cubed minus r squared dr. When we integrate this, we'll have 12r squared over 2, which is 6r squared, minus r to the 4 over 4, minus r cubed over 3, and we are integrating from 0 to 3. So this is going to be 9 times 6, or 54, minus 81 over 4, minus 27 over 3, which is 9. 27 over 3, which is 9. I'm just checking. And now I'm going to get a common denominator. Let's see. Actually, I'm just going to write it as 45 minus 81 over 4. And to now get a common denominator, 45 times 4 is 180. Minus 81 over 4, which is 99 over 4. There we go. I got there. 99 over 4. So our outer integral will be, this is just the constant, so we can pull it out of our integral with respect to theta. And then our integral with respect to theta is from 0 to 2 pi d theta. So this is going to give us 99 over 4 times 2 pi, because when we integrate with respect to theta, we'll just get theta. And then when we use our limits of integration, we'll just have a 2 pi. 2 goes into 4 twice. So this volume is 99 over 2 times pi. and that is the volume of our three-dimensional region evaluated using cylindrical coordinates.